Welcome to the Enigma Daily, everybody. Tuesday edition. I'm sorry I'm about 2 minutes late, but this is how it rolls around here sometimes when you're a one-man show. Anyways, we're back in the office, we're back in the studio, and we're live coming at you with some great information today. And you know how we do on Tuesdays, I like to talk about UAPs, UFOs, orbs, and all kinds of strange stuff. And today, got actually a pretty good, very convincing UAP, UFO, orb, paranormal, whatever story coming out of New Mexico. So let me bring up the article right here. We'll jump right into it. Fun fact though, this story is only popular right now on X and in Central and South America for some reason, because all the US likes to talk about is politics and trash like that. It's not getting a lot of traction up here. However, so it's in Spanish, but don't worry, I'll translate a little bit for you. The article is in the description of the video, of course, and you can go and watch this anytime you want, and Google will probably translate it for you. So anyways, what we're dealing with right here is, if you'll look right here, an orb sighting. Several orbs were sighting, but what makes this story sensational to me was who recorded it. This is a viral clip that's going live right now. It's running crazy all over Mexico, and it was recorded and uploaded by a former state governor in Mexico. His name is Jaime Rodríguez Calderón, but many people know him as El Bronco. And if you're not familiar with Central, South American, or Latin American politics, they all try to come up with these gangster names like, you know, James the Bull, El Gato, or something like that, right? So El Bronco. El Bronco was a former governor of Nuevo León, and over the weekend, he recorded this outside of his ranch. And it was basically a bright, you know, orange orb right here floating along the hillside. I have seen the video on X, but I haven't seen the video anywhere on the news site. I could repost this because it's not copyright, so I might do a short or a TikTok about it later. So look for that on my other platforms. But basically all it's doing is this orange ball is just gliding along the hillside. And occasionally it is joined by two other orbs. 2 or 3 other orbs show up and go alongside this, right? Call them spheres. Spheres are drifting, right? And it's basically, this place was, the area is a rural area northwest of Monterrey. Multiple regional outlets down there have picked it up in the news, but the problem with these type of sources is that North America, especially United States of America, forget that we're actually on a continent and there's actually Central America and South America, and we don't take any of their news into consideration. And all American news right now, it's just so disgusting. All it is politics and bad weather. That's all that's ever on the news. It's politics, 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 politics. It's so freaking exhausting, right? And Canada, no one really thinks about Canada too much, but I don't know if they get these type of outlets, if these news reports are taking place as well up there. But what happens a lot along the way is that we dismiss these stories. They just get dismissed. And so, but they have a lot of strange activity that takes place in Central and South America, and I think it deserves a better look. Now, the reactions on this are split. Some people will tell you that it's drones or Chinese lanterns. The Chinese lantern one is so dumb to me. You've never seen a Chinese lantern in your life. Never seen one, right? So it's definitely, who in Mexico would be lighting Chinese lanterns, right? That's not going on, right? But one thing about this area does have a lot of narco trafficking stuff going on in there and other bad stuff. So there is a lot of drone activity in this area. But when you watch that video, or when you look at it, the way it moves, it's not a drone. It's definitely not a drone. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the Western North Carolina brown mountain lights. And that's a strange phenomenon that takes place, and no one has ever been able to figure that out. They still study it to this day. And you know, I did a video on this channel actually right here. You can go to the archives and take a look at it on this channel and go over and see what the brown mountain lights are about in Western North Carolina. It's very, very similar to this, right? And another thing about these orbs that I found interesting is that they appear to be phasing in and out, where they would light up and they would get small, they would light up and they would get small. And the way that the glow is going across the mountainside. I don't know if you can blow this up a little bit, but you can see the way the glow, it's illuminating a lot of light towards the ground, right where I'm drawing it right here. And I thought that was very interesting. Drones don't do that. If you're familiar with drones, that type of light glow doesn't really happen. It had to be an extremely powerful drone to project that light down there. So for me, it's definitely not a drone. Right here, you can see another thing is when he looked at it, the light seems to be shooting in a cone shape straight up in the air. Not a drone, not a fire. Now, there is a geological explanation for these type of events, and that's when tectonic plates exert pressure on themselves. These orbs are seen in the air. It has something to do with the energy that's about to explode or take place. So a lot of areas around the world, when you see right before a major earthquake will take place, you will see these orbs flying up in the air. It is a legitimate phenomenon. And again, I talked about that in our Brown Mountain Light video. It is a legitimate phenomenon. You can't rule that out. I don't know if this area is prone to, I don't know if northern Mexico is prone to, earthquakes. I haven't really, nothing jumps out, right? But to me, I don't think it has anything to do with any type of geological activities that are about to take place or about to happen. Now, another thing that's intriguing about this is the brightness and stability of the orbs. They maintain their constant glow. It's not like a fire where fire would flicker or something like that, right? It's a very constant glow. It doesn't get dimmer. It doesn't get lighter, right? There's no noise. So I don't think it's a drone. To me, it's not a drone. There's just no noise. Also, I've had people on my channel talk about how they've been out in Nevada and they've experienced these types of orbs coming out of the mesas out there as well. And they seem to be controlled by some type of their own intelligence or will, for lack of a better word. And another thing that I think is very, very, very interesting about these orbs, what I'm going to call them, these orbs, is that the paranormal nature that's involved in the northern Mexico area as well. There's a lot of strange things that happen in that area. A lot of strange things. It's very remote. It's very desolate. But there's a lot of bruja out there, a lot of negative energy, a lot of evil, for lack of a better word, that goes on in that way. The metadata on this video checks out, doesn't seem to be tampered, definitely not a hoax. So whatever he's filming or whatever he filmed is definitely some type of object that was in the area. It wasn't something he went back and added later. That was not the case of it at all. And whatever he was doing out there, he firmly believes that it's a legitimate orb. There's also a slight cryptid encounters that are involved with these orbs. People will usually say when UFOs and orbs show up, Bigfoot shows up next. I don't know about any Bigfoots in the northern Mexico area, so I don't really know anything about that. Like, this was just such an amazing find that came across my desk that I decided to jump on it and talk about it. So, if you're in that area or you're a Spanish speaker and you can translate this article for us, help me out, throw it in the comments, let me know what it's saying on it. The bottom line, I think it was cool. On this, my channel, I talk about things that are cool, and I think it's definitely worth a discussion. These orbs are a real phenomenon. Everybody reports them all over the globe. What they are, that's another thing entirely. So, anyways, if you're new to this channel, we are the Enigma Daily. We are the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. The Ancient Enigma Files is where I post my long-form content. If you're interested in more deep dives with interview-based topics and people coming on and sharing their experiences, go back to the landing page, click on that, go over there and give us a follow. But this channel is brand new. It's not even 3 weeks old. We're trying to 10x it to 1,000 and 10x it to 10,000 and so forth and so forth. So if you could do us a favor, please give us a subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps the channel out immensely, right? But also, I'm looking for feedback. If you didn't like the format, if you don't like what we're talking about, give me a thumbs down and give me a suggestion and we'll take a look at it. Our format is very simple. This is my morning show. Every day at noon, Monday through Friday, I go live for 8 to 10 to 15 minutes talking about strange events that are happening all around the world that are brand new or fresh, not too old, nothing that's no historical deep dives. We do that on my primary channel. So if that's something you like, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or if you don't like it and you want us to change the format, give us a thumbs down. Just let me know the reason why. So That's the Tuesday edition, you guys. You guys be safe. We'll see you tomorrow where we'll talk about something brand new. And we're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.